So I'm speeding. I get pulled over for speeding, allegedly, in the world of commerce. But I get pulled over by the same policy enforcer that had Zeke Bay on the side of the road, standing up. And I went down and showed him where in the law he can't do this to
You
me.
want you
And
want the sheep?
he released, we released Zeke, gave Zeke back all the stuff, and we went about our business. And he said he was going to actually check out what I told him. So here he is again today pulling me over.
He pulled you over just to tell you.
Pulling me over. He told me too when he came to the window. He's like, I seen the feds. I didn't know if it was the same guy, but I was like, all right. So I was like, yeah, he asked me. He's like, hey, what's up? What's up? He's like, yeah, I asked about that stuff he told me. They told me just to proceed and take the information anyway. And he didn't ask me for no license, no nothing. For my national card, so and he's Moreno. He's Moreno, so I allowed him to touch the car. You feel me?
Mhm.
I don't really get like that with the Europeans. That's just me personally. But to each their own. You know what I mean? We control our own energy. We control our own energy, so to each our own. You know how in the situation you're going to use the energy, and you know whether or not what to do to keep the energy on your level. So being as though I encountered this man before, the energy was in my control. Immediately once I reminded him who I was, he started smiling. He's like, all right, I'm just going to do what they told me to do and proceed and just take the name down anyway and give you something there and you know
Yep.
how to fight it. And
Yep.
and that's it.
So that's them recognizing your name.
So he
This is who I
recognized
am.
He recognized me. He's like, how do you, he came back to the car, he's like, how do you say it? Like, I said, Leonidas. Yeah, he's like, is that the guy from what's the movie? 300. Yeah, that's him. That's him. But when you dig into the story of Leonidas, he was more.
Yep.
It wasn't what they showed you in the movie.
Yep.
Blacker than Mike got ear over there.
Yep.
So you got to check who these people really were because they went through history and painted everything over how they wanted it to look. And I just wanted to say that was
For the record.
that was for the record.
That was earlier. Before you,
That
that's
was
why you was
wow.
late. That's why you was on time today.
And I'm so punctual.
Yeah.
But they
15 minutes early.
They recognizing the first. And I just suggest we keep on pushing.
Keep on keeping on.
Keep on pushing. We're gonna keep
I gotta hold this thing the whole time.
We're gonna keep answering questions and we're gonna know how to move. Test not second.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what we learn now. We growing up, we ain't gonna the last officer I told when they sold my truck, I told him, listen, those days of talking to us, the Jeep was there, those days of talking to us like slaves or what? Dead. Didn't I tell him that? Right? And I told him that he had to wait till I gather my things. And he's not getting my keys. He just takes it to a level where. Because I was going to comply all the way. I'm not the type to. I know they got the guns. And I read when a true leader knows when to recognize his defeat.
Mm-hmm.
When to say what he can say.
Well, no, when to fight another day. That's not defeat. That's not defeat.
Right. So, but once he just, like, he's feeling himself. Because when I told him, asked him where the sheriff, and he told me there's a sheriff, and I know where the sheriff is. He's not in the town that he's supposed to be in. These are the games they're playing. And he goes, first of all, he does the side look. There's no sheriff. Not that. I'm like, all right, here we go. So he already switched the emotion. He already switched the energy, the playing field. Because now we're learning energy has a huge part to do with us waking.
Yep.
Seeing as how we're all connected by cords.
Mm-hmm.
We're all intertwined in the ether. There's just things that our fleshly eyes can't see. According to Yahshua Ben Yosef when we read the sacred text.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to know both sides of the field. Because we've been brought into a physical plane. Where now we enter the courtroom to discuss what is etherical. They're trying to play it their way, and it's up to the game. You got to know how to play.
Mm-hmm.
I like to play games. I'm a game head anyway. So they done told the wrong one.
That's how I feel.
Preacher said, you shouldn't have shown me the recipe. Now, every time I catch a case, I beat another one for you. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I'm doing it. I'm kicking it and I'm pushing it. It's one.
Blah blah. Anything else for the people?
Now, I had a premonition today. I was in the car driving, always like the Bible stories come to my mind, and just like we gotta understand, like when they say in the beginning, it's not our beginning. Our parents documented things and wrote journals and wrote science books and all of these things. And the Biblioteca, the Bible is one of them. So literally know that you're reading the documentation of someone's journey of what they did. So know whose beginning they're talking about, and you gotta know who's who. In order not to get caught up in the string of worship, where everybody's on their knees with their eyes closed, while the European puts on the right shoes so he can put his foot on your neck. You know what I'm saying? It's about overstanding. We've understood enough. We've been under it a lot. It's time to get over it and overstand it. I mean, I know fair play is a healthy part in this game, but hey, there's ways to battlefield. A lot of ways to battlefield. There's even a plant out there that they say in the old mines used to use to treat this. And that's, it's a flower. I've come across it in my little flower and plant search. I've come across it.
Foraging.
That's for another story, another rabbit hole. This is how we kick it over here at the Atlantean Moorish. So everyone can see it. We still in that Atlantic territory.
Yes, sir. Yeah, confirmed in the books from earlier.
Confirmed in the book earlier, the library earlier. That's a lie.
Not only confirmed in my book, but in the European book.
Yeah, everything in the Moorish book we put together. We went into the public library and read it. And read it. Commonly. In one book.
Yeah.
Mind you, there's a wall of all of their stories about how our parents came through and handled it. Some of them are biased, some of them are forced, or giving you the real story on a genuine basis. You just gotta read.
You have to know what to separate, how to separate the wheat from the chaff.
Yeah.
Because they call us Moors in their books.
Yeah.
But they call us Sagamores.
Sagamores.
Which just means wise Moor.
Somebody doesn't know that.
Sage means wise, right? It's also the plant. And then Moor, Sagamore, or wise Moor.
You don't know that, they take the word and they build a whole other church somewhere else. And like, oh, I'm looking for a Sagamore. Have you seen them?
Yeah.
Like, bro, that's not what you're looking for someone. Look in the mirror.
How difficult is it to fly to Jamaica with the national travel document? I haven't
tried
it
yet.
So I don't know.
But that's definitely on the list of things to do.
Someone also asked, is it possible for me to travel to you to congregate? Yep. The notifications of where we're going to be every Saturday is on the website, riserandmoors.org. Supreme L said peace. Tommy Gun Rock said peace. Burn Hood said peace. El Ben Marquez said peace. Basil Bay said peace.
Hey, salam, Basil.
That's a different one.
Yeah.
And then Jahid said peace. Everyone's saying peace. I'm trying to figure out where to put this phone, so I gotta hold it. I can hold it.
Thank you, bro. Oh, y'all on camera too. Oh, y'all. You too, all right.
Yeah, you on camera. You've been on camera all day.
That's up.
Um,
So out here, when you came out here, notice like you got a lot of stairs. You know what I'm saying? So we do our little part, and I cover the ground from my house to this house, fezzed up. So when we go out now, we extended.
Yeah. So when we pull up to your house, he was like, "Since I've been here, weird shit's been happening."
Yeah.
Like what?
Like, so ever since I moved to that crib, like, and this is towards ever since I learned about Dr. Seven, 2016, weird shit's been happening in the house. All types of stuff. First of all, mushrooms now grow everywhere around the house, where before it didn't do that. Because I be out there, I mow the lawn, I cut the hedges, I plant the seeds, I do all this shit. I pull the weeds, I'm out there. So you're not gonna tell me I'm just not noticing it. So now there's mushrooms in blatant places in front of me. And then 2017 comes in. Mind you, the year before that, like the wife is running around, she eating pumpkin seeds. Right? She roasted them in the oven and sea salted them and she eating them. and dashing them everywhere when she's chewing them up. So 2017 comes and pumpkins grow all around the house. So I thought that it was because she was spitting the seeds out everywhere why the pumpkins grew. So we repeated the process to attempt to make the pumpkins come back. Ain't work. Nope. No pumpkins. It's 2018. Y'all seen the pumpkins? No pumpkins at the crib. You would have seen, I'd have been like, oh, this is the pumpkin patch, strangling around the house. Because 2017, like 1 week came out, and I'm like, what is that? I thought it was cucumbers, because cucumbers and pumpkins share the same like genetic beginning. When they come out, when they first sprout, they look the same. You can hardly tell. So I was like, all right, a bunch of cucumbers might be going on, because I compost. And there's always squirrels and stuff around. So I'm trying to find ways to explain this. You know what I mean? To make it logical to me. Not knowing that it's magic. It's the ancestors. Pumpkins grow everywhere, all around the house. Even hopped to the neighbor's yard and she got one pumpkin from what was strangling my house. One single pumpkin grew in her yard. And all over my yard. There's pumpkins everywhere. And I'm like, what is going on? I had pumpkins lining up the steps for October. Like walking in like I was king of the pumpkin patch. I'm walking the steps of this. On east side where you see my plants now, there was pumpkins. We had pumpkin pie. She carved pumpkins. Pumpkin everything. It's pumpkined out that year. So after we tried to repeat it, 2018, nothing grew, no pumpkins. But what I did do was 2017, while the pumpkins were growing, I planted amaranth, which amaranth is known to us as kalala. Jamaicans, we know it's kalala. One of the boomest things. You've been booming up. Kalala and salvage, them things are boom. But it didn't grow for me. I planted the amaranth seeds, did accordingly what I read, and it did nothing. But then this year, remember I planted in 2017, it's supposed to sprout within, I read that the amaranth seed sprouts within 3 to 4 days.
But they take a while, you know.
But it's supposed to sprout in 3 to 4
before
days.
Before the fruit comes out?
No, I understand that part. But the plant still, as they study it, if you plant it right, sprouts in 3 to 4 days, the amaranth seed. When it didn't work for me, but this year, so maybe my seeds lay dormant, but this year, the amaranth came out. So now I got a nice big old little thing of color coming thing.
The seeds stay down there.
And stay there in German. So I pretty much, I figured that's what happened. The seeds have a way. Now, if that be the case.
If the seed wasn't dry when it fell,
yeah.
And the winter comes and winter comes, covers it,
yeah.
The sun comes back, and it dries up, it's going to sprout.
Okay then. So is
that
not
going to get
case?
to the stage where, when it flowers up, it's not going to give you.
But then if that be the case, that's literally a refrigerator.
Yeah.
Right? So that's literally a way to...
You're supposed to do the same thing with grapes, put them in the refrigerator first, and then see them. So I tried just putting them in the snow when it was still snowing out, but then in Germany. So maybe next year.
You gotta dry them. You gotta dry them.
They were dry.
Yeah. All they were dry already?
Yeah.
The almanac says if you plant by certain moon, plant under the moon.
Yeah, I always plant when the moon's in a water sign or an earth sign.
Okay.
Because the earth is the roots and then water sign
is the That's good strategy.
Are we waiting on anyone else to come? More people are gonna come just for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow
more people will show up. Tomorrow everyone knows.
Yeah.
Today's a random just you here.
I got any questions?
Any questions?
Specific
questions? Mine has been off this for a minute.
No
off like that, but you know what I mean?
I'm running through my mind right now. I have a lot of questions.
Yeah, a lot of questions coming. And I know how it is too. You get there, it's like
you don't know what to say, right?
That's how it is. So.
Oh well, what I was thinking earlier when you was telling me about the Moroccan restaurant and that lady.
Yeah.
People need to know that your nationality, your business takes on your nationality, because your business is an extension of your mind. So if you're a Moor, then your business is Moorish. So the same laws that apply to you applies to your business. So just like the United States or the state of Massachusetts can't tax you because you're not a citizen, it can't tax your business either. You what I'm saying? So it's more than just it's more than just you. It's whatever you want to do.
Right.
Because and then when you look at nationality, it talks about political status, and then status means estate, and it has to do with you owning things, you managing things, and you running things. That's why black people don't own anything.
And we got to look at it like this. Like, people think that it's just like a automatic green light to not have responsibility. That's not the case, because
it's actually more responsibility.
it's more responsibility because the goal is not to not pay taxes. The goal is to bring whatever they call this finances, this economic status, or this liquidity into our administration, into our folds, into our whatever you want to call it. That's the thing. So it's not like you're gonna say, oh, you don't gotta tax me. We're telling them you can't tax us because I'm too busy building my family trust. I'm too busy dealing with our family, my tribal affairs.
The Chinese people can't tax the Japanese people in Japan.
Right.
So how are they taxing us on our own land? They're only doing it because we don't know it's our own land. Just like we was talking earlier, some Jamaicans don't know that Jamaica is part of America. So when they come up here, it's the same thing.
Yeah. We've been led to believe that.
Yeah.
Just like Africa is a part of America too. Same thing.
So like if I go into your house, and then you got knocked on the head, you forgot it's your house. I just go in and I tell you, oh, this is my house now. You gonna do what I say? Until she comes in and reminds you, shows you pictures. Look, you've been here before them. You're like, wait a minute. So why am I paying you more? Get out of my house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's that simple.
That's simple.
So are you nationalized?
Yes.
But do you know what nationalized means? Because you're asking a question. Do you know what it means? You just don't want to be on camera at all.
Yeah, I don't want to be on camera.
Not too late.
I know, right? Please.
No, it's
Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Know this one.
You go through the whole process.
Yeah. So the process is a mental one.
Yeah.
The paperwork part is a reflection of what you know.
Basically.
Yeah. So the reason why people start with the paperwork, it's not really supposed to be like that, but it's supposed to. That's what's like speeds things up. In reality, you're supposed to know what exactly is being said on paper.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you're supposed to already have the information. Then you mail in stuff. But it's an ongoing process because we're always learning. You know what I'm saying? So yes, I have nationalized, but I'm still learning, just like y'all still learning. You know what I mean? So some people have said, I'm only 26, but people think I'm older.
Yeah.
So someone who was like 23 years old, he called me, I was helping him out. He was like, it's gonna take me years to get on your level. I said, it's not about levels. I'm not on any level. We are in poverty. When you talk about you gotta get on my level, I'm still in poverty too. What are you talking about? The goal is to get out of poverty, not just know information and like, hey, you know what I'm saying. Come learn from your boy. No.
I know.
Let's get out of poverty.
You have to understand. It's not like,
Yeah.
Because a lot of people ask you questions to kind of get you heated. You know what I mean? Now, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like somebody will come to you, but you have to, gradually make them understand.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Gradually.
Yeah.
Until their brain gets the concept fully,
Yeah. That's why I asked if you know what nationality was, because if you think it's something tangible, like you can grab it, you can't grab it. It's all in here. That's why most people don't get it.
And people are kept in captivity due to lack of knowledge. That's what the Bible says, and everyone reads it.
So
you keep looking at me like
because I know you got something, and we need more women involved. Because everyone keeps thinking this is a sausage fest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's about the women.
Yeah, woman have a
It's about the women. You know what I mean?
I was telling him.
Go ahead, let it out.
It's contagious.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Just leave me alone. I'll do work soon too. No, I remember the last time we was all talking about like we need something to study from. You know what I'm saying? It's not like everybody that have access to the books and stuff like that. You have it like that to really get the books like that. So
yeah.
It's
That's
like
why-
for me mostly I go on YouTube or I read up, you know what I'm saying? Like I've been reading into my own thing, you know, for a long time. So it's kind of good that you know
Get them angles.
yeah, right. It's kind of good this is so messed up.
Come on, y'all lying.
And he just making it worse too.
I know, like I'm
Yeah.
yeah, and it's live too. I don't imagine. So but yeah, for like a long time I do my own research. But that's what I usually do. I just go and read up online, all that stuff and stuff. So and
You
for
have a
me,
question?
I need. I'm a visual learner, you know.
Yeah. Well, I got some visuals. You want to see some cases dismissed? You want to see some Europeans dismissing their mortgages so they ain't living paycheck to paycheck like us? So their quality of life is way better than ours?
Okay, see, stuff
I'll
like
show you
that. I
right
like
quick.
to read.
Come on down. Bring a chair up.
That's stuff like that. I like to read.
You got a pen and paper?
Pull that
You
wheelchair.
know that? If you don't got a pen and paper, here's paper. No, you can't use this one.
What do you need?
You got paper?
What's up, Liam?
Yeah.
I went looking for you at your house yesterday. I see you.
I know. I heard you guys came and.
And I called you. You didn't pick up your phone. But
Seriously?
alright, I never ever made a mistake. I ever dial your number.
I'm
The
just
one that I
I'll
decided to
keep
call
it.
is the day, don't pick up, so it's alright.
I'm so sorry about that. We was downstairs. In
I know,
session just like
and
this.
guess what? We said it too. We said they downstairs. Even though there
In
was
the
no car,
session.
we was like, they're downstairs. But then we saw the big dog, and my mama born food.
But you know Tyson know you. He
I
love
don't
you.
I don't give a shit. Dog no owner, I don't know a stranger.
So you can take
Two
notes.
different things. Now I'm sure.
I'm sorry about that. Next time I won't have to trust
Nah,
you.
you're a poor man cat.
I'm sorry.
That man said that you're a poor man cat. So we were talking something about Liberia once upon a time, if you remember, and how much Liberia has a role, because you were saying some certain things, and the names just kept taking us back to, you know,
The names
back
keep jumping
home.
out
It
at
just
us.
kind of like rang with our tongue, it rang with our dialect. So
I was actually talking to a judge from Liberia a few weeks ago, and he was telling me how, like, he said his name was Paul. I said, what's your real name? And he said, Timmy. I was like, you don't look like a goddamn Paul. That's why I asked you what your real name is. Then he was telling me that, I said, you know you're Moors, right? He said, I don't know what that is. But then once I started saying we're Canaanite, Phoenicians, Hamitites, then he was like, oh yeah, they used to teach about Canaanite history when I was going to school. But now they're not doing it. You know what I'm saying? So,
That's what he said?
yeah, and then he was telling me that the president of Liberia came here to learn, and now he's ruling over there. And most of the laws that are written in Liberia come from Cornell University. So the people of Liberia aren't even writing their own laws. And
Right.
he's telling me that there's two types of legal systems. They have the Constitution, and then the Aboriginal people have their own tribal.
Right. Isn't that the president that named it after himself? What the heck was that?
No.
What's the president that went to Liberia and named it after himself?
James Monroe.
Monroe? James Monroe? Monroe. Aja, where's Aja?
But he was also telling me that the same like European names here, like Connecticut and all that stuff, is over there
Is
too.
over there too?
Yeah. So and,
It's in
and
Liberia?
yeah,
That street's not on you.
and he was telling me like
Maryland County.
the native tribes have their own form of
That's
justice, and they have someone called the devil there, and he gets to just do whatever he wants.
Really?
And yeah, and if you bring up a claim of witchcraft, it's different than common law. Whereas the devil can say, go take that bark off a tree, mix it with this water, and if you drink it and you die, then you're guilty. If you don't die, you're innocent. But the bark on the tree is poisonous. You know what I'm saying? So this Liberian judge was telling me the same thing that's happening here is happening there. Like, the people don't know how to
It's
read.
small America, so.
Well, the United States.
Yeah,
It's a United States
I'm
colony.
not just saying, no, I know, but you know what I mean.
Now, I know what you mean, but that's the problem. Because we're the Americans. They're European.
Oh.
It's just since we
United
forgot who we
States
were,
and America is
they're
two
acting like
different.
the Americans.
Okay, they're acting
But it's really the Europeans
Mm-hmm.
acting through the United States Corporation Company who are also acting as the Americans. But they're not Americans. Everyone in this room is American. They're the only ones who aren't. So part of this is correcting our language. Because if we call them Americans, we give them power. Just like if we call them God, we give them power. Just like when we call them white, we give them power. That's like you calling a European in Jamaica Jamaican.
Even I know that.
Yeah, they feel good.
Even I know that.
They feel proud.
Yeah, like they're Jamaican by blood. Like, nah, you're European.
That's
part
why
of the problem.
a long time when I was little and I was in the Bronx, in the park one time, I seen these two Asian children playing. I thought back then we called everyone Chinese though, so these two Chinese kids were playing in the park. And the little kid, the boy, hops off the seesaw and lets his sister fall down and hurt herself.
Mm-hmm.
Dad gets up, the Chinese guy gets up and comes over and get ready to discipline the boy, and bare Jamaican words fly out of his mouth. My freaking eyebrows went way up here. I said, wait, how is this Chinese dude speaking like how my parents flew? And he's like, hey, look at you, that boy, what you just do to your sister with a bum book? I was like, whoa. Chinese man. So I was like, then I went home to my mom, I was like, Mom, I saw a Chinese guy speaking like it, and
So,
she told me, like, yeah.
What the Europeans have done, part of their trick was to get us to think just because you speak a different language, that you're a different people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, some of us think, like, let's use Haiti and DR as an example.
Mm.
They're all Haitians.
I know.
But some of them think that they're Dominican because they speak Spanish.
Right.
You know what I mean?
On the
But
same rock.
And then when you look at like the coat of arms of Haiti, the Haitians have the fez on theirs. The Dominicans have the goat and the European cross on theirs.
Mm.
And they're the ones who are colonized.
Mm.
That's why Haiti's all impoverished and shit like that. Because the Europeans are inflicting that on them for rebelling. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
this problem goes everywhere.
Pretty much.
And us thinking that we're different is what perpetuates that problem. You know what I'm saying? But also the Liberian judge was telling me that in Liberia, they'll show the Liberians, the Jamaicans, and it will only be them, like, it will only be the bad parts of Jamaica. So when the Liberians come here, they don't like Jamaicans. But it's not them not liking them, it's the European teaching them subliminally not to like their own people. But since we don't know who we are, we believe what the European tells us, and then it's internal fighting.
I won't really say Jamaicans, I'll say Black Americans, but not Jamaicans per se.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say more than Black Americans, but it's not even like showing the picture, it's just a lot of, I can say a lot of Liberians just have a problem with the Black American because they just kind of like, we feel like they just own who they really are. And
Yeah,
it's just like,
because they don't know that they're Moors.
Okay, so we look at them like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Like you're weird.
You're very weird.
You're weird. You don't know who you are, so you're weird.
Yeah, so that's about it. But
and that's part of why Black people want to be Jamaican so bad, because Jamaicans know who they are. You know what I mean? Like Black people try to be everyone but themselves because they don't know who they are. But once you tell them they're Moors, well, if they accept it, like I used to think I was Black. Once I figured out I'm Moor, I'm like, oh shit. Now I have something to be proud of. And now Jamaicans are talking to me. Because people who know nationality understand its unity and its importance and how sticking together is everything. Black people don't know that because they don't know who they are. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of telling you as a prior Black person that's what we're suffering from.
It's true. That's why you see so many gangs being formed. Like it's even sped up now that the younger ones of us, they're forming so many little gangs. The separation thing is like accelerating. When back in the day we grew up with Bloods and Crips. Now there's 100,000 different gangs.
But even the Bloods were a native tribe.
Yeah.
So it's like we can't escape who we are. Everything that we do is an embodiment of who we are, but we just don't know it because we lack historical reference points. And then the reference points that we do have is European indoctrinated to keep them in power. You know what I mean? So this information is more science. It's kind of like it's coming from someone who looks like us, not from one of them. So we can kind of, which it kind of has two parts. Whereas we can accept, some of us can accept it more because it's one of us saying it, but then the other half of our people are so used to Europeans just teaching them, like you said earlier. They're so used to Europeans being the authority figure in the room that they don't accept it if it comes from one of our mouths. But then when you do this right here, right? When you go to the recorder of deeds and you show our people that this is the governor of Rhode Island. That was a good joke. This is stamped. This is certified from the from the recorder of deeds of Rhode Island, right? Recorder of deeds of Rhode Island. This is the governor of Rhode Island, proving that she discharged her mortgage, meaning she's not paying anything to live. So instead of her saying it, I'm showing you where they know this stuff. So most of our people go into, and you want to look at it? Want me to break it down real quick?
I'll read it and then.
All right, yeah. So most of our people will either rent a place to live, to inhabit, or they'll get a mortgage. And normally it's like a $200,000 mortgage, so you're getting $200,000 worth of debt. And normally it's like 30 years. Most people never pay it off. So we're struggling, living paycheck to paycheck to pay off this 30-year mortgage while she discharged it for $1. So imagine what type of quality of life we have compared to what she has.
That's why they be able to live like that. New boat
Yeah.
coming in, trips,
Yes,
months.
but we call it racism when it's not. They're stealing what's rightfully ours. But since we don't know it's ours, we don't make claim to it. We just say, oh, it's racist, and then they keep doing what they're doing. Or if we do argue, we don't have the right tools and the know-how how to fight, so we're just fighting everything, and we don't know who our enemy is. You get what I'm saying? And we fail to realize that some of the people that look just like you and me is our enemy, because they're working with the Europeans. But not every European's your enemy. You get what I'm saying? So you literally have to know to identify who is who by what comes out of their mouth.
You can see this is like passing.
And that certified stamp on the back, they embossed it themselves, and I got the receipt right here. So this is the receipt from the city of Providence that I, gave up some fiat for. There's only 4 notes. And then I did it on camera, and I asked them, do you take gold and silver? And I started laughing because they don't.
So
Which
how
is
you
proof
gonna,
that
how,
they're right.
like being a Moor, how you gonna break down all these corporations? You know what I mean?
The way we break it down
Yeah.
is like what the brother's trying to do with that Moroccan restaurant, where we work for ourselves at our own restaurant, feed our own people, leave them out of everything we do. That ends them.
Yeah. What about the martial law? Because once you
Martial law? Where are they in martial law?
We've been in martial.
Yeah. Like if you go to Connecticut,
Just don't have the tanks on the
if
street.
you go to so-called Connecticut
martial law.
and you ask them for the sheriff, they'll say there is no sheriff, even though it will be listed as a sheriff. But when you search it and you call them, they say marshals. Martial law.
I've already had the officer the other day tell me,
Well, stop calling them an officer because it ain't officers.
the policy enforcer tell me there is no sheriff. When prior to that, I already went and looked it up myself.
Mhm.
His office is right there up the street,
Mhm.
and I spoke to one of his subordinates, one of the other servants in there, and he told me the sheriff's name and where he is and everything, and gave me his phone number.
Mhm.
Where the policy enforcer on the streets like, oh, there is no sheriff.
So part of that is the Europeans are acting as the sheriff, meaning de facto, but we're the real sheriffs. That's where you get Sheik, Sharif. We're the real sheriffs, but we don't know it's our land. We need to be the ones to enforce the law on our land, but we need the strength of our people to do so.
Jimmy Crow, right?
Huh?
Should I strap on my boots?
See what?
No, I'm just fucking. Jimmy Crow shit.
Strap on
It's a joke.
Oh, I mean, right on my face.
No, I'm saying we're gonna, gonna be Jimmy Crow, strap up my boots,
Oh.
You can't hear it. No.
But so as you're reading that, it says discharge of mortgage. Don't say payment. And it says for the consideration of $1, they discharged all of it.
In front of a notary too, not even in a court.
Yeah, because court is on paper.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make sense after paying mortgage for 30 years, you're still paying taxes. Because in Africa, once you buy land and you build, that's
Yeah.
what you do.
Yeah,
So that shit don't, it doesn't make sense to like why.
it's to drain our energy,
Yeah.
so we have a lower quality of life, and they get to just rule in peace. And then because anytime we do rebel, we'll just call them racist and then go home. We don't take them to court. When we do take them to court, our status is all messed up. We're like, as an example, Peoples versus Detroit, city of Detroit. 11 so-called minority firefighters got laid off.
Yeah.
So they tried to sue the city of Detroit. But only a few of them said it was discrimination against their national origin. The rest of the people said it's discrimination against my race. Everyone who said that it was racial discrimination, they couldn't sue the city of Detroit. Because it's your nationality, your bloodline, that gives you standing at law. So when you, if you touch one Chinese person, you're touching all of China. Europeans don't mess with Chinese people because they know the Chinese people got a military.
And if you seen the video where the Asians beat the Moorish woman out of their shop, when
she didn't pay.
And then all the Moors down there who think they're black stood outside with signs and said no business here and cut their business off. So they had policy enforcers finally come down to get the lady who beat the Moorish woman out with a stick. But the people got into an uproar because the policy enforcers didn't cuff the Asians.
Because you need to get consulates involved.
They couldn't lay a hand on them. They just escorted them, literally protected them from the Moors, the people us who think they're black, and escorted them to a vehicle to take them who knows where. Right, let them out of McDonald's. For all we know, they got to respond to a consulate or.
Well, if they put their hands on them, they have to respond to a consulate.
Yeah. So.
Because it's international. Because now you're touching literally someone from another nation. You can't do that. But since we don't claim a nation, they do whatever they want to us. And like you said, if you claim Jamaican, Jamaica never got its independence. The Maroons did. So they can do whatever they want to Jamaicans.
Yeah.
But they don't touch Maroons. And then in Maroon, you see more.
That's true.
But when we're dealing with this, it's not just the paperwork. It's not just papers. Trump don't speak to China and the Prime Minister of China and just respect the Chinese man because he's saying words. They respect him because they have a force. They're people. You know what I'm saying? So if we're gonna do something, we got to do it together. And I'm not talking about anything violent. I'm talking about if we're gonna stand up for our rights, one person go to court, we all go to court. Stuff like that. Because that's nationality. That's nationalizing, not just knowing I know all this paper shit. It's standing with your people. That's nationalizing.
And that's a better fight than marching and praying. Standing together and actually doing something.
Yeah, but when they march and pray, they're together. It's just they're not doing anything.
They're not doing anything.
They're hoping.
Do something. It's different.
But that part is dealing with lacking the information. They don't know that when we're supposed to sue these people, it's supposed to be in district court because we're not citizens of the United States. We're not citizens of Massachusetts. We're from somewhere else. So that's automatically a federal jurisdiction. But they've been teaching our people, you don't want to go to federal court when that's the proper venue that we're supposed to be in. That's why they're teaching you don't go there. Yeah, no, go to federal court. Because if we just keep saying they're being racist and don't do anything about it, then we're agreeing. Literally, we're agreeing. If I slap the shit out of you and you do nothing, you just took that slap.
We've seen that in the hood.
But if you slap me back, there's a chance that I won't slap you again. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So them doing everything that they do to us, we don't do shit. They know we march and pray and do nothing. But if we start going to court, start taking their fiat out of their pocket, we're like,
nothing choice.
maybe we should not fuck with the Moors a little bit. You know what I mean? Like you was sharing with your cousin, right?
Yeah.
What he was going through. You seen they wouldn't touch him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So imagine all of us being all the knowledge. All, like you said earlier, the policy enforcers rode by, see you fezzed up. How you doing, sir? Kept going.
Nobody else understand what's going on at the time.
Yeah. You want to?
Yeah, Al. I was telling him earlier about Al.
Yeah. You want to share a little bit of the information with?
Yeah, he
with
could
the
tell
camera?
you more because he's more closer with him. He's more closer with him, so he could tell you.
Yeah.
Just to what I tell you earlier, he wasn't here when I told you. So
Yeah.
Because he always be talking about this. Always. Mommy, grandma.
In Jamaica, right?
In Jamaica.
All right.
But he travels a
Yeah.
lot. So he always be talking about it. He come up and study, always a study. And come, grandma, this is it. This is the way. Grandma, boy, shut up. What you tell me about?
yeah, grandma,
This
tell
is
us
the way.
Quiet.
But you know it a lot. Like whatever, you just know it. So the cops come at him
In Jamaica.
in Jamaica.
Kingston, right?
No, it's in Westmoreland.
On the west part of
Westmoreland side.
Yeah.
So cops come at him. Cops been at him from over here, but he always stand up. So he feds up and fly in Jamaica. Cops come at him. Oh God, they can't talk to him. They can't touch him, man, untouchable. First thing he do is get a pay camera around your house. That's the first move that he made. Camera up in your house, then you can't talk to him. You know, they're afraid of it. What going on? Pay this. Right through, they can't touch him. Because he know his thing.
Yeah, know his love.
Stands on the square.
He stands on it. And grandma, no one never understand all until when they see that the cops fear them.
Just couldn't understand it. Was
I
telling everybody.
couldn't understand it. You always tell me. Right. But I couldn't understand. But you see, from the cops they try to stay off.
Yeah.
Everybody want to know.
Everybody want to know.
Well, you said the police would show up, everyone would be running except for him.
Everybody.
Everyone run, he don't
Yeah,
run.
stuff on him.
Yeah.
He don't run.
Stand there, because he know.
The man,
what it
that,
does.
and that
Go
man
past
walk
him,
with
see
his
him looking
tool.
at him
He
like.
print out how you always have it.
Yeah.
Imagine everyone with that
No,
knowledge.
bro,
Standing
no
around.
one.
Yep.
No one. Okay. He get involved with a thing with the cops. They shoot up the car. Couple, 2 dead. Some was alive, but she had them wounded. He was one of them that wounded. That man farm, when the police and touch him to test it, he farm as if he's died. He's died.
After he got shot up.
After he got shot up.
Shoot him up.
After he gets
Play
15
dead.
shots. Play dead. When they go to the doctor and the doctor touch him, he jump up and hug up the doctor. The police was trying to haul him off. Give me him, give me him. They can't go kill him. And just that man make everybody bust the case. Just that when they do, everyone bust the case. I'm just sorry he never alive to dare to bust the case because everyone my friends that was with him beat the case. When they go to court, Al is the only one that talk Andrew. Al alone turn up and talk. Them not talk nothing.
They don't say nothing. He
Shit.
just talk book for everybody.
Him talk to everybody.
Council.
And all of them free. And I'm telling you about police, 4 guns, they're fine, and stuff like that.
And that's
All of them
that's
free.
one man.
Free.
And that's one man.
Yeah.
He didn't talk much. He was talking to his family. He didn't talk much.
He not, yeah, and he don't talk.
He wouldn't talk much. He was just.
Let 5 men with that power.
Because he always said he don't understand.
Yeah,
So
he
he
said-
don't like to talk. He don't like to talk because basically, me don't understand what you're saying.
Yeah, it's just like.
So he's just going through one is and
That's like
Like,
how
I
you
can't talk to him.
Can't really talk to you.
Can't talk to you. You guys
You
know
don't
what
understand.
but I tell my girl, listen, not until you know
That's why
your
no
rights
Joel-
and yourself,
No Joel Eden say talk,
you
talk,
gotta
talk.
understand me.
And if
And
you ask
if you
what
see
to
my
talk about
grandma,
next.
tell me, say, you understand all that talk about.
She understand now.
She understand now.
You have to. They say you have to know your rights and yourself.
Know thyself, yeah.
Stand up, and it's the only one of them in Westmoreland I see police afraid of. Let me say afraid that they're afraid to come to her. They're afraid.
Just because he knows something.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're afraid. They pass
And
all
they,
the
and they got the guns.
They pass all the sudden here, all
They
the
got the
I
guns.
mean, he had
Be a
his
slow
stuff
down,
too,
man, slow down, you
but
know.
they had all them.
Enough of
Yeah,
that.
they had all them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people think that they got all
Me,
this
I couldn't
power.
understand it at the time. I didn't like.
And he was fessed up?
Feds up.
Fessed up.
He's the first one I see feds up. Feds up, flying.
Wish when I was in
Flying
Jamaica,
from
I
Florida,
knew.
feds up.
Wish
Drop
right now
off
I can do
everything.
this.
Feds up.
Man, you just see me
Moving
right now.
away.
General.
Not talking to nobody, only his family and
And
few
always
people.
telling that he need to build his army because he always said he gonna attack it. Them gonna attack me and I'm gonna attack them because I know myself.
They're gonna get me.
I'm gonna build an army. Brother, the man that's the man mentality that I'm gonna build an army.
That's what
He just buy tools, he don't, me not care, me I build an army. And he fly into it. He come back to Jamaica next week. Step through. Yo, me see the man do it purposely. Walk. They say wanted. The man walk going up.
And you put the jet, walk in there.
I'm such and such. You hear that more?
You want?
No, we don't need it.
Went in there, wanted and told
They
him,
said he wanted. Brother, actually they say man wanted, you know.
Hey, go
They
in
come
there.
here about 20 times, you know. For all, you know. Say all wanted for shooting, whatever, you know. And I'll just fly.
Go in there, say, what?
What do you want?
Who y'all look for? Y'all look for me?
What happened?
Some
What
of
happened?
y'all?
No, sir, no.
To 10.
I don't want no smoke.
No smoke.
And he's not a man that run with liars.
Yeah.
No liars.
No liars. You say, I'll say no one, no big case like that. I don't want no
Big
liar.
case, it wasn't no.
No liar.
No man speaking
But
for him.
what when he knows?
He knows
But
it's right.
everybody, he knows.
He tell my granny straight up, liar, then send you to prison and take away your money.
Mm-hmm.
Let me talk for my right. They're gonna kill me for my right, grandma. Yo, I look at Al, tell my grandmother saying, Mommy, you got to learn this because they're gonna come for us for our right. And he said, Mommy, and grandma said, the blood of Jesus is against you. He said, no, Mommy, it's not the blood of Jesus. You need to understand. They can't know. They never come at it.
Where? How you mean?
Miss witness that live. My grandma was, the blood of Jesus. The blood of Jesus. The blood of Jesus is against it. And you say, you got it. Grandma, you need to learn. So if they come and attack me, you can help me.
For real?
That's all I'll say.
You're gonna tell grandma with that
Yeah.
generation.
Our grandma is the blood of Jesus. Grandma, I kill him with the blood of Jesus. But I'll just believe what he believes.
It's hard,
And
man.
know
especially-
himself.
We must know how to take extension of one's honor.
Like these older folks, is just you just gotta hit them with a different kind of knowledge. Like, you know, you're gonna tell them we are like the dad generation. The fourth one is coming. So us, because we got the knowledge from the book, we can decode. Them they don't have that, you know. So us, we can be able to decode that. It's for a reason.
Yeah.
The fourth generation is gonna come in.
Like I said, we ain't get
The
to
land,
we
that's
ain't
what
get to
we
make
was talking
episodes.
about. all
That's
of
everything
that.
the prophet said.
Wait.
The prophet says it's going to be the third and fourth generations.
So,
Me always share this with me. So when I travel, I don't have problem to travel. Because I know what to say. I know what to say because, yo, I see my son, back and forth, back and forth. So I don't have problem. You just have to know to talk to people.
That's it.
They're done. They said he's wanted in Florida. That man, Bahamas, Jamaica. Feds up. Feds up. When I see Ala Jamaica, I can't believe. Feds up. Having care in a bicycle man ride. Andrew, I come to street. Feds up. Everybody look on Al. Al mad.
Yeah, he's mad. It's
The man
crazy.
chim off your rocks and feds up, you know. And then wait. See me? I'm there on the bicycle. Everybody say Al crazy.
Yeah, they won't say you're crazy. Bad man.
3 weeks after,
Going crazy.
all back in America.
Yeah.
And this is me I tell you a live thing.
So he must have had his travel card.
I know he's a green card holder, right? I know he go as a green card holder for the live thing.
Green card.
But
Well, he
we all
know how
do,
to travel.
like, why he's traveling so often on the green card, they're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
And I know,
Because
yo,
he went to ATL.
Yeah.
That's where he learned something. I'm
yeah,
telling you.
yeah.
Went to jail and
So that's where
Yeah.
he went up and that's where he went up. Leave Jamaica and went to ATL. And he chilled there for a little bit.
Was it Georgia?
I'm telling you. He went and he learned something. Ever since he went there, he was just moving different.
Different, bro. It's a
You
company.
might see
Different.
Because
He
it's
might have
different.
seen something, invested in the trip, went up there.
Different. I'm
Different.
telling you.
Because it's different.
Different. Whatever
yeah, you
he,
switch up the end.
whoever he chilled with over in
Come
ATL.
on, check
Still
comments.
same energy too long. You
Am I
know.
going to read the comment?
See them talking.
Yeah,
That's crazy though. Why
TJ
you ain't tell me
never
about? Why you
understand-
ain't tell me about this long
But
time?
Andrew know, cousin.
It's-
Yeah, I
I
never,
stuff I-
TJ, we never
just don't talk
understand
about
what
that.
Alice
It's
asked.
just
But now you see what Al was doing.
Only thing me know say, and they say wanted a Florida, and me know say Al there Jamaica. And when Al come to Jamaica, and they did say wanted a Jamaica too, but he leave as a Rasta. So when Alice coming, feds up. Go on, me I say yo. Let me say yo. Fuck up. Hey look sir, you know. I say yeah man. Yeah, some of them know man, I need to read man. I mean I need to sit down and read. Yo, I pay them some big books and brother, you need to sit down and read with me. Cause you don't understand what I want. You don't right now, man's a family. You don't know yourself. Anytime you know yourself, you move like me. That's time man start talking. I said, I change completely.
That's
Now watch.
So me have listen things and I drop a guard. You drop a guard to them, but all them people out. You see a drop? I said, I never drop my guard. In America, nowhere. Because they're gonna come and fight, but you gotta prepare. You have to be a soldier. That's why man talk to me, you know. PJ. Me look on you and just like, whoa. The man chill. The man come to my granny, the man talk to my granny, save me.
We used to have conversation, like 3-minute conversation with me, and he would just tell me, alright, he's like, I see you later, alright? Go on now, it's not safe out here, go. You don't want to talk to me no more.
You never hear that
We
man
would have
shit.
a 3-minute conversation. He would tell me like, ask me a couple of stuff, and I see where my mindset is at. Tell him a couple, and he's like, alright. He's like, alright, go now, cause it's not safe out here for you. Go, leave, just go. Shit, and he's just,
Yeah.
he's always like, just
Understand.
looking.
Because you know,
He's
if
the
you
first one
know,
here to Islam. When he
And-
came at first one
and
here,
when
he
you
was
see,
like,
when you see
Islam. He my
He
first
just
one
looks
here.
scary, yeah.
Islam.
So in Jamaica at the
Islam.
time when we heard that Islam, like I was telling you, I couldn't understand. What?
Everybody
He
first
said
This
Islam.
was what's going on.
That's
It was
what I'm
like
calling.
Islam.
Wagwan Islam.
It was like Wagwan Islam.
That's the first thing coming
Islam.
out.
And I'm like, yeah man, Wagwan.
Sure enough, today when we was in the public library reading, a swarthy Moor walks in. This regular guy, he looks to, he sees me and I
Yeah.
keep in the book, and he stopped and he goes, Islam. And we, Islam. So, and that, we didn't even tell nothing. He just seen us and reading, and he just stopped. And he stopped, I don't know what, looked at him, and he bowed Islam.
Yeah.
And we bowed Islam. So, they know, it's there. We ain't nobody making this up. It's for real. Ain't
No,
nobody
I know.
making this up.
Only if he was still alive right now.
What?
And
It's
see his
you
little
be-
puzzles and stuff
you
right now.
be here.
How
Man,
you-
tell him,
Oh,
I'm
he would
gonna
be
be
right
here.
here.
In the islands.
What? He sees little cousins right now.
Give it good time.
Fessed up.
This is what I've been telling you all
So,
along.
tell you about-
Yeah, teacher, the man that preach.
Yeah.
The man that preach.
Yo,
And that's
I'll
everybody
tell you
saying,
The
something
man
right
that
now.
preach Islam.
Everybody say,
The
man.
man that say you don't know yourself. You need to know yourself. How that the man that's serious, PJ.
Jesus help
The
me.
man serious about him thing.
That's why.
All my granny me say, come up in our
You
yard,
gotta
just
know
come
that.
up. And he
Some
did
of
it.
the rain that we
You know, and grandma come
It's
and
like
like he
tears
has.
and
You know,
joy.
and honestly, step and look out and just believe, say.
Yeah, you just believe something always
Something's
gonna
gonna
happen.
happen.
You just always like
Always
always
Because
watching it.
He knew.
He knew about the
Okay.
intricate
Yeah,
talent of video.
always.
He
And
knew
you
about
see him
the
sometimes he's like,
kutas,
wait,
he
what
knew
you
about
doing
how
on the
to
road?
move.
You be like, wait, you alright? Go, just go. Oh, that's
So
it.
the
That's all
movements,
so
you know,
what
you
you
probably
doing on the road?
He knew the movements.
Yeah, that's my granny, the man now hide, the man now hide from. Say he was a serious man and that. In grandmother and he said, Mommy, you need to know. But you tell me about blood of Jesus. Who is Jesus? I'm God. Oh, say, come on, say blood of Jesus. Man, look on grandma say,
That's how.
Mommy, who is Jesus, Mommy?
That's
I'm
how.
God. I say, man,
That's how
and the man
indoctrinated
show
they
up and I
have
say,
us.
Mommy, me know you fret for me. I know me, I don't. You know, see police, them have to walk far from me, grandma. Grandma, I tell you, sleep, you know. Let's go sleep, man. Yeah, man. And that's it, Andrew. Grandma left and gone. I'm going to live to see. My granny said, you understand all that about.
She did. She said that.
Yeah, that's when he's dead and gone though. That's when he's dead
Wow,
and
how
gone.
did that?
Is
I would say,
he got into it with his girl
Oh,
yeah.
and
that makes sense.
yeah.
He got, it's like he got into it, but him and the girl got into it. So, the girl brother, which was a friend with him, basically, they all good. They scare him. So like, him and the girl get into it, they attack him. Right? They attack him, like, three of them attack him.
Mm.
Yeah. Have him all on gunpoint.
Hmm.
And he's, yeah.
Sounds like a setup.
Yeah. It's not, I wouldn't say it's a setup, it's just like the argument with the man and girl. The brother and somebody else in an argument downtown, they said, I think you, but, so when him come up now, he come up hot. Because my man just in a war up downtown. I see his sister and my man and succumbs him, retaliate back on him. Another brother come on and stick up all. You understand? Because it's a stabbing, but it's stab just get dangerous way to kill him off. Kill him.
Yeah, but you never know. He looking
Never.
down now. And
You
he
never
see-
know.
He crying tears of joy, like he happy that at least we reached this bridge. That we reached this bridge and we making it to cross it. See what I'm saying? We've been getting a lot of rain.
It's so funny because it's so funny how close he died from England. So funny how it happened because like he lied down here so when they take him and he went to hospital basically and dead. Like he lied down here and it's there.
You got it right there for me.
Huh?
Was
Yeah.
that close to me?
And-
Come on,
That's what happened basically. But then stick him up though. He was at gunfight. After he get stabbed, he kind of get weak because me and sent Tom up brother a couple times well. Because him man can't fight. Him man, me don't know.
The stab that slowed him down.
I stopped that slowing down.
But they got him in the back.
So when he
Then
mash up him,
they got him. And he was still beating them down.
yeah.
Our own people.
He was still beating them down, but he ended up.
That's what the Europeans
Because of the
do.
stabbing,
They
it's like-
turn each other. They turn, you know.
Because nobody could understand what he was preaching that
No
yard.
one.
So everybody demonized him.
I want this
Nobody on
peace.
his side except his family and few friends.
And like the elderlies, they see
Yeah.
the elderly person, they see elderly.
Like the
love
elder
man.
Rastas.
Love
The elder Rastas.
Yeah, listen, man.
Yeah, the elders.
Do whatever. Peace.
Yeah,
Coming
man.
home fessed up. Representing.
Yeah.
Representing.
Yeah, I want to discuss this further privately. I want to write a book. I want to put this in. I want to touch on it.
Yeah. Life thing, and like everyone in Westmoreland know Al. Everyone they know who is Al.
Yeah. They knew
I'll make
about
himself
them.
known, so
But
listen.
Al,
I'll make himself known, so listen me. You guys can't touch me. Because we live at like 12th Street, he's from the Russia side. From the next side, he find a girl, so he girl over there. So.
And where we're from, they all have.
About a man with a jump on the bicycle, flying to the I hear them make some talk and jump on the bicycle and on a bicycle, you know. Man have like 75 in Jamaica. And he jump on the bicycle, you know, with a straight on the bicycle. And I said, I'm flying! Left that! I'm flying! Left that! I was behind, you know. I was still up in the house, you know. The police come, you know. And then they start to steal up time, you know, the man, and they can't touch him. You want me to question him? For what? I need you a peer shot, I need you a peer shot. Peer shot, and they have to leave out. You think with the cleaner? They never see him, you know, I left him and tell him to come up with such a time.
That's Jamaican.
Bro, the man up. Brother, the man. Make sure you show up over here. The man just leave there. Man, do it. The man just there on the top of the top here. And you come to just like in the Black Panther. Yeah. And then come to and then watch that. He kind of kill white people. How 2 days he got the question? No, I'm not there. 2 days he got the question. Nothing man that you need to nothing can because that man that you need to no, them bro, must carry me on that one. You know, I'm scary to you. Oh, man. Because the man knew how it's good. He didn't want to fight his people. That's what's up. But because of the reputation he already have from growing up and they know him, the stuff that he had did, so when he had left Jamaica to go to ATL, you know what I mean, and learn all these fucking things, come back. So it's like all like people how they know him, they still hold him accountable for all that stuff. But he didn't want to. He wasn't going to be all that. Oh, fight, he wasn't on that vibe. But how it is in Jamaica, it's like what you live over there on your street and what? You can come on my street, I can go on your street. That's the way it was. And Alice coming on the two side, and he's not with it no more. Like I want to go really look at it, but you have to deal with it. Yeah. Move on. Yeah, it was more like trying to get the policy in force. Like let us know.
Fight the real enemy.
Yes.
Fight the real enemy, not each other.
And then his little friends and family around him at the time he was trying to explain to. Grandma always tried to tell him that he's fighting the law. Grandma always said, why you want to fight the law? There's nobody beat the law. Why you want to fight the law? Even me at times, like, I see him, I was just like, I go beat the kids. I'm not saying that I go walk.
And they did. And they did.
Sticky as Steve. It's just so funny that. Alright, this one, he have to tomorrow. I like him then. Because he's done the set out everything already. I'm quiet. He's quiet, video, I'm not talking. I remember that he was tired back at them. That's why he's a dead man. When he shot Douglas and then they touched him again, he next to that run fire back. You got a picture of him? Somebody will find a picture of him?
He should be right here on the wall.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He gotta be uplifted.
Oh, peace.
Peace.
Shout out to him.
More and more. Yeah. But Grandma always think that Al is just a fighter. Like those guys, you don't like taking pictures and stuff. No, you don't like your pictures. And they always, Grandma always have him like say, yo, why you want to fight a lot? You always against. I like you against man, so that's no law. You want to hear me? Yo, the person that they just by talking to you, and you know, he's like this, you know, like I said, and you can't tell him something. And he's doing right. He must get, yeah, hear my man. And I say, man, I'm done. And you know what I'm talking. And you know, that's right. You know, I'm shocked when I was here, but you know, I feel like that is but you. Big blessing. Man say, I play a big two guy then, so they tell me about. I said, him have a talk. Liar come up forth. And the man said, listen, I don't know this man. You understand, man? I don't know this man. Fuck him aside. Liar, yo, I'll tell the man, pick up him back. Quick! Please! Yeah, because he come like, I'll say, excuse me, I don't know this man. I've never seen before. I'm just, I'll say, man, something. Leave, I know, man, I know, I say, no. Yeah. Why you think you know? You don't know. Yeah. They're burning. This is like they're burning all the things of the Lord. And you have a friend of yours, right now, or get involved in something and judge, you get, and the man tell you the fear. That's something that you know it. I don't. Rare. Yeah, we get a picture of you, right? We'll try to find a picture. Yeah, we got a picture for our side. That kind of more activity. Somebody that have it, someone I family member have a picture with him in my face. Yeah. Somebody that have it. Grandma and the house. I made some tacos and yeah. Yeah, but Granny, I think with Granny, one of them have a picture of me. I fed him and fed up and I come to 12 feet, man. Let's get out. Let's say how much. I can't try to eat things in my market. I'm not sure to listen. I tried something. What do you think? When we find that picture, we can do like basic. We can raise it. That's live, and everyone down there. Shout out to La Bruja. Everyone down there with that. Councilwoman. You want to came out back. Yeah. I still the woman to the church. I pray that. Yeah, you always know a lot of that thing. You know a lot. Like, nothing. Chill. I love to hear things like this. Like, say that. Everybody live. Police of the past, man, so I go on. And I hear him. I'm not going to look for it. Yo. But I'm not prepared to come inside Alan Police of the past. If I'm seeing them, I can mark me. And bother me, you know. Yeah. They're not trouble all anymore. They're switching the arguments and all. When you got no Jamaican, so when I pulled up in Jamaica, when I went down for the vacation with Mom, they was hauling video away, but they did this too. The Hollis people, the soldiers, they call them soldiers, the guns are this big. I touched down and I'm getting driven to the airport to where I'm from in Jamaica. I want you to see my side of the all the way like 4 soldiers. Guns are big. I'm like, Mom, we can get run up there. She's like, my mom, I'm like, no, I'm to the close of them. I didn't even realize. I thought it was just like, well, we played it that way. Don't look good. I'm like, Jesus, two of them, the other front like this, and the other two behind them, carrying it like this. One of them, right. Where you the only one I could do it with, and I go down there. Yeah. hauling away. I mean, that's how big the gun down there. Yeah. I got one down on my knees, so I ain't never seen that. The reason I come back and I see it, I'm like, and the reason why the so-called policy and that Georgia was because XLR, I don't know what y'all call that over here.
Wow. Wow.
They always about a car because they can't get to us. You understand? They can't get to us. And same like even Cardo, like public come to Cardo. The car is not at this house. I'm telling you, my house is at area. Good. They might come over my house. They might follow up my side. That's how it goes. That's what I mean? Yeah, they always do, but it's always different. Whatever happens, you can't just come over today. So that's what I'm doing now. It's same. We're gonna walk it today. I want to sit here. I want to. Oh, yeah. I was powerful. I was too brief, so I always want to fight it. Nobody. I'm the law. Back and forth from Southern Islands to y'all know that. The island seems that when police say, I'm not going to pick up. Because even after they get the truth about with him, he was killed. He like in himself, not my say, he take a step to them. Because now he want them all to have good wives over here. I'm all just trying to be here, say, what? You want them all. And you want them all. And the next friend that runs, two of them get escape. You see, next two friends, one gets two of the can run to one can come back. And that man lives to come and say, I'll tell him that. Run. They go, what off them? Go on. Because they always find back. And I'll say, go on. That's a fact. Ziggy can talk, that's what I'm about. So I'll say, go on. And I'll hold them out until they start running. Yeah. And you just pretend that. And when you go to hospital, I never hear about it when you go to hospital and jump up on some bed. And hug up the thing about Yamaka is just that we need to know where we're from. Once you taste and know that we was betrayed or who there, we will know the truth. And a lot of us don't know that. Who though, it's not cultural from China and Moorish. Don't go here. No, not the grand chief. So I did the research, because we definitely sought to find out what happened in our little island. Jamaica, as you know today, used to be called Yamaka. And that's where you hear the type of Indians, just like you see Puerto Rico, called Puerto Rico, you hear about Taino Indians. And if you do more research, you know that Taino Indians is all of it. That's what they're talking. They came with all these Tainos in the Arawak. So they came in the Arawak, and we all, it's just a way that they was naming the black cities. We all understand. It's still in our eyes, we just don't see it. Yeah. Because if you look at the Jamaican coat of arms, it's Indian. Nobody in Jamaica is representing Indians. Right. So when Christopher Columbus came, he saw some people called Arawak. I mean, Arawak is the first authority. But there was Indians, they must have the Indian when they made it named Arawak. So then they put back the thing. But listen, even if I thought there was no foundation, they don't find none. Like, there were no monuments, they don't find no.
Why is it pitch black?
Arab represent this side of people. Yeah.
Black.
So how you just forward and Arab, you want Arab sitting on the island.
You said why is it video pitch black?
How you know the name around and speak a different? That's true. Because Christopher Columbus when he saw Jamaica, there were people living on the island 10,000 years before. So how come there was no structure to say, you know, alright, he was this sort of people living on the island, there was no structure because they said, okay, we come from Africa. Yeah. If you were shipped from Africa, you come there, there would be people on the land already. But then they say they kill out most of it.
Is it still pitch black?
No.
Is it still pitch black? Let me know if it's still pitch black.
Actually, can and that's what's called confusion. They said the same thing here, that a bunch of us died off.
That's beer.
They keep some of us that were Indian, and they keep some of us that were black, and when it's the same thing.
So let me get back to it.
Yeah, let me get back to the streets in the room. So, in Jamaica, right? Like, what was you talking? What was you saying? Kodo and Maine. Oh yeah, Kodo. It's not about Kodo and Kenya anymore. In the treaty with Jamaica and the British, it was signed by the guy who signed it was named Kodo, and he's from Ghana. And he already been in Jamaica and already became family with us. Like, because we have already reestablished trade. And this is before any of the Europeans even pulled us. Mulattoes and Irishmen were pulling up at this time, and this before that. We've been trading in here. We didn't have our money up here. So when Khadra came, one day Khadra was chased or ended up being followed to the island. The British came to the island. And Khadra stepped up to defend us as a family. But the British were talking like, oh, the slave master said, Khadra freed. He ended up going over there and freeing the name from the British and came to God. So that's why they made the nation that whole plantation. So when the British came, it was a stand-up between Khadra and us, the Jamaicans, we still family because we looked at Khadra as he was the captain of the ship. They were the ones sailing to and from on the sea. So he was the captain. So when we came home, we always came to the island with goods, food, everything. Economic stuff. So war is going on at the time. He's freed from slaves. He's back to the island of British. Follow him back there, and they stand up and start taking demands about the people he freed. And the Europeans go, oh, so the ones who ran off with Captain Khadra, the decision is up to you to stay with said master or return to your slave master. They don't really discuss whether or not there's a war. Another time to keep the peace on the island. So a treaty was made. They ended up treaty, the island, you write up the treaty, and it looks like the British wrote the treaty. And I guess Khadra, like there's all contracts are negotiable, we negotiated it so the people had the choice to take. And then we find out that some people like slavery. Because the option was to go back to slave masters in. And then the option to stay with Khadra and be here on the island was in it. And when they were talking about that, they talking about Khadra and the domain we standing up and saying, Tainos, the Mexicans, we there behind Khadra, like, all right, we one of us. And we gonna hold him down. The British that we were talking, we didn't know what they're talking about. So, but here's the thing now. He signed the treaty, and in the treaty, the British, there's like a lot of amendments and things going on that Khadra was supposed to follow. And they were given 1,500 square acres to hold, like in the park of Jamaica, to grow and open and forth, and markets and everything. So they were able to bring from Ghana everything onto the island and do a lot of trade and marketing onto the island. And we missed. They did the thing of Kingsman, which was cousins. Right? So in the treaty though, the British instructed that, alright, since you got this and he's like a port of theirs, like, they made it seem like Khadra was an escapee, that they couldn't, like he escaped, and he came to Jamaica and just got so much people on the side that they couldn't really touch him. So the treaty he followed to avoid war instructed him to anyone who didn't fall under the treaty was to be oppressed, rounded up, killed, all types of things. That's why we call it prison. Because then he signed something to be on the island, and then was instructed that he could have certain parts of the island. Basically turned to their life. Yeah, we basically turned to their life because when he ran around in the cut, the ones of us who didn't want to, we had a choice whether to take on the city or not. That's why it's really tricky. And that's why Nani the rules came. And said no, Nani came and undid what Khadra did. It's treaty. That's why he told his rules and he fought the British. Now Nani came and said Khadra signed it. He didn't want to war. Khadra signed it. Nani came and she went to war. She took Taínos and Ghanaians alike have after this all amalgamations that were we all lived. And we became one, we went to war. We left nothing. Out of any one people. That's it, on the code of honor. And so that's the culture we're talking about. That's how it came, the whole British and the whole treaty and this. Columbus didn't even really pull up. Columbus got told about how lit the island was and came over there on some visiting type Vegas shit, like what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. That's why Columbus came. It was like a Vegas trip with more. He heard it was lit and he came with more. That's how he had to get in. He couldn't come in and party with us. Yeah, he brought it there. He couldn't go in and party with us. He couldn't pull up and, oh, this is his land. They let us to believe that Columbus must have pulled up with how much ships and storm places. Nothing. But Captain Alonzo, nothing. Captain, his ship, yes. We knew him. We knew him because that same Moore, he was a Moore. Captain Alonzo Moore, tell him to steal the ship. He drove for it. He didn't know he was going. He's from Spain. Yeah. He's been trained sailing the same route before he even. Don't get it twisted. Know that Columbus is mulatto. Know that he's mulatto. Know that his Columbus was no purebred European trying to do nothing. That's why there is no validated photo of him. They don't want to show you that. Now the darker skin more pulled up with a lighter skin more. And he just was, remember, he raised from coming over there and not being able to sail. And they want to see the world. They couldn't leave until they got what they got from what they did. When Ferdinand and Isabel did overthrew Grenada, they got the treaty. The treaty involved for them to be able to travel. Yeah. They couldn't touch the sea prior to that. So upon that, them niggas just slap happy like, oh, we're in the water now, but we live. They was like, no, millions of Africans nowhere to do nothing. Yeah. Do nothing. And on top of that, when you read, you find out that the ship they pulled up and named Jesus on the ship was sent here by their British emperor. He literally sold his children and his cousins and uncles and nephews to us. So some party after they got permission to sell the sea. Selling themselves to us. So don't go do the reading. Don't let them tell you that our lives start in slavery. These Negroes and those blacks and these Indians, all that's a dub. Now that I know who I am, I'm the wrong person to tell the truth. Because I asked upon it. Islam, please. Anybody else want to comment or ask? So shout out to Cudjo Canaan, you know what I'm saying? Cudjo, we already know Canaan, ain't worried about that. I know he's like, them boy, that. But that's from our digging up. And know this, for all the Caribbeans and us and watching, if you take the language, you'll know that your last of a dying breed. It's in the language we still speak. Because I could pull up in the book and show you prima facie, or how the so-called Americans pronounce it, or the Americans, prima facie, because they were after protection. And us being child, it's a different style of everything we do. One, and the one body has many styles of it. That's where you get the side thing from. So when you look at prima facie, Jamaicans, we use the word in our daily language. I want to say fascia. What that fascia is. If you hear it in our language, and if someone portraying themselves to be something they're not, you check it out in the Black Law Dictionary. I got it right now. I would look it up, but can you look it up? Also talk about menswear too, and men's wear that Jamal just put me on. And what is it? The guilty conscience, the guilty mind. And in Jamaica, we tell you, nobody rear with me. Nobody with the rear and the red kid, the rear, and we pretty much like the same thing. Yeah.
You got your mind up, he's willing to accept and hear. It's not just hearing and be like, oh,
Yeah, I've been trying to figure it out why I don't know.
So black, start flipping the camera. Flip the camera.
Not here.
All that light, you probably got light on.
No, the light was working, but
Actually helping it, but
now
I'm
it's
not
black. So we're trying to figure out why the camera's black right now.
Oh, sorry about that, gods. We're gonna figure it out. We have a technical
Need
difficulty.
micro cancel.
So with the light.
Want to stop it and start it again? Probably a phone call.
Yeah, it's probably, yeah. We just want to start it.
Yeah, so how many people we got?
We got 17, 12
yeah, so
likes.
they can hear us. I'm about to restart the live.
Okay.